You're gone.
Okay.
I'm just like. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's up, guys? Welcome to Behind the Business, episode number 13. It's been a few weeks. I've been on vacation. Dave's been on vacation.
Yep.
And we're back at it, Dave.
Yes.
I'm your host, Jason Manarinter.
And I'm your co-host, David Liu.
And today we have, I feel like kind of a different type of guest here. First, I would say female entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And first female.
Well, we had Mel.
We had Mel, but Mel's like my fiance, so it's kind of different, right?
She's
still entrepreneur, I guess. But yeah, we have Simryn.
A good friend of mine.
Simryn, a good friend of Dave's. And today we're going to be talking about her up and coming. I think it's already happening. Her new clothes line called Slut Merch. Is that right?
Yes, Slut Merch.
Yes, you guys heard it. It's called Slut Merch.
Slut Merch. It's spelled SLXT, but it's slut.
Yeah.
Slut
So it's X-rated on the U.
Yes, exactly.
Let's dive into that and kind of see how that all came about.
How it all transpired.
Yeah. So I'm Simryn, and I'm the founder of Slut Merch. So I'll tell you kind of what it is at first. It's just a genderless clothing line, and our mission is to reclaim the word slut, remove the negative connotation associated with the word slut, and to prevent slut shaming. So it's basically just like sexually suggestive quotes and imagery on bamboo cotton pieces that I've been making. And Slut Merch is launching October 1st.
Okay.
So I actually haven't even launched yet.
You haven't launched
That's pretty cool. So this is the first inside of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll have to do another one of these.
Yeah, that's pretty
in a year.
After.
So
Yeah,
everything
exactly.
you've learned in a year.
Yeah.
When you say genderless, is that for male and female?
Yeah. So I personally don't like having gender like associated with clothing. I definitely wear like a lot of men's pieces, and I know that like a lot of men that wear female pieces. So I just want to make sure that there's no like label on my clothing and you can wear whatever you want. Yeah. So for like example, like the men's boxers trunks that I made, I want like a lot of girls to wear them, and I've been wearing them, love them.
You want to make clothes that is more like androgynous and not
Exactly.
be a specific style for males or females, because I find that a lot of fashion in the female stuff starts first and then it translates to males.
Yeah.
Anyways, because males fashion is a lot more delayed
Totally.
than females, right? Because I think a lot of the fashion world is targeted towards female, but the thing is that the men's stuff is just as cool as the female stuff.
Yeah, and I don't think
it.
it should ever be restricted. Like you go on a website and you only look at the women's section or the men's section. Like it's just so stupid to me. So
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I never thought of that.
I never thought about it too. I just wear plain clothes
Men's
for me.
t-shirts.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that like the big thing for me is like accessories, like scarves and stuff like that, or like hats. I think there's always cool stuff for both.
yeah,
So it's
definitely.
like, why can't it be the same thing with clothes? Right?
Yeah,
So,
exactly. It should just all be genderless.
yeah.
What inspired you to build the brand Slut Merch? And I guess I'm just gonna ask this. I feel like a lot of people listening is probably asking this, but are wondering this, and not in any
Negative.
Yeah, exactly. But were you called a slut? Or are you a slut?
Do you consider yourself a
You
slut?
consider yourself a slut?
Yeah. I would consider myself a proud slut.
Okay.
Open slut. And what I mean by that is that I've
never heard someone say that before.
I think it's because people think of it
There's
as
a negative.
Yeah, exactly.
derogatory
Even me
term,
to
you know?
ask you that was kind of
Right. It seems
yeah.
weird, but like even now I'm like so much more used to it. My mom's like, I have never said the word slut until this year, and like now she's saying it like every day. But
That's so funny.
but yeah, like I'm proud to have sex, and I've had like many sexual partners, and I think that's really all it is, and something that's so praised in the male world is just so shamed
Yeah.
in the female world. So I just kind of wanted to get rid of that double standard and for us to be proud to be sluts.
Yeah, for sure. Because if it was on the other side, then it's like, oh, if a guy sleeps with a lot of women, then
And then
you
you're
know,
a player and you're so cool.
yeah,
and
like you're the man or whatever like that. But it's like,
yeah,
if it's on the other side, it's negative. Right?
Exactly.
So why is that in this day and age that it's still not
exactly.
equal?
Yeah, the double
I think
standard.
the older you get, though, it's less. How do I say it? Like when you're younger, it's used a lot more.
For sure.
And like a lot more meaning to it. But the older you get, it's just like I feel like it is like it's accepted more, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember like all the bullying in school, like, yeah, like especially in high school and junior high and stuff like that. Like they just be like, oh, she's a slut. They're all sluts, and like
Yeah.
you know, it was just really thrown around a lot. But
Maybe it was a term just to be thrown around because a lot of these guys were like,
they couldn't get any.
yeah, or that,
They were just jealous.
they're just jealous, or like they just didn't have the confidence. So
Yeah.
that was how they were able, like that's what they were using as a defense mechanism, you know. So
Totally.
And then in that turn, it creates a negative notion for the females because there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, everybody has sex.
Exactly.
And I find that in North America, we're a lot more conservative than the rest of the world, I would say, or maybe parts of, I don't know, like the Middle East.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, not that.
or like Asia or something like that. But in Europe, it's like free.
Yeah, they're much more open about their
Yeah.
sexuality for
like,
sure.
Like in Europe, France, like all over Europe, Germany, Austria, for sure. Like they're all about it. You know?
Yeah.
Like so.
So what inspired you to to create this brand and start actually going through with it? I mean, I feel like that's something you just don't think of overnight, right?
Yeah.
Something, what happened, like
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you start?
Yeah.
Like
It's kind of something, yeah, that I mean, I've been building my whole life, I guess. But then, yeah, I kind of just decided to go through with it this year. But I guess how it initially started was when I was living in LA. I was living in West Hollywood.
yeah.
And all my friends are just like crazy and we have so much fun and we do whatever we want and we really don't care what people think of us.
So you're not from Calgary?
So I
Jeez.
am born and raised in Calgary,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I moved to LA in 2014.
Yeah.
Okay, so 6 years ago.
Doing accounting, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
so,
you're actually
yeah.
a CA accountant.
Yeah, so I
You're
actually I didn't get my CA.
Oh, okay, but you're still an accountant.
Yeah, I'm an accountant. Yeah, so I got my degree at Mount Royal in Calgary.
Okay.
And then I worked here for a year at one of the big four and I fucking hated it. It was like the worst thing ever. So I left and started doing like accounting, finance, hybrid roles in LA at startups.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I still didn't like it, but at least I was in LA and
Yeah.
it wasn't the big four.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's where I met like all my really good friends and we'd go out in West Hollywood and party. And I mean, there like everyone's having sex and like everyone's naked and we would always call each other sluts.
How old were you at this time?
I was 23
Okay, so you
when I moved. Yeah. So it was
Yeah.
like a good age, like
Yeah.
to be partying all the time.
That's
And
pretty much around the time that I met
that
you.
we met. Yeah.
Because we met at Coachella.
At Coachella. Yeah. Oh my God.
2015, we went to Coachella. And that's
That
when
was
we
our,
met
my
Sam.
first, that was both of our first Coachella, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So you were
oh my
introduced
God.
by Heidi. Mm-hmm, and then we all stayed in the same house. Like we all partied and
Oh my God. That was so much
pretty
fun.
That's how you guys met. Okay, okay. In Coachella.
Yeah.
Okay,
We're
crazy.
old school party friends.
yeah, there was like 10 of us in the house, but it was good times.
It was unreal. But yeah, so that's why I would always meet Dave whenever he would come down to
LA.
LA or
Okay,
like
That's why you're always going down to.
yeah, just
No.
to
Oh,
party.
man.
I'm a good
we
person to
didn't get
party
down
with.
like that.
Okay, okay.
But yeah, Sim took us out, like brought us to some pretty sweet pizzerias, like went clubbing.
Cool, cool.
Yeah.
Flight Deck, was it a place called?
Did we go to Flight Deck?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
we
like every
did.
single room or level had like different genre of music. So
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good times in LA.
Such good times.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So then,
Sorry.
yeah.
Yeah,
So that's how we met.
Okay.
But yeah, yeah, that's where I met like all my friends too. And we would just always call each other sluts
Okay.
and hoes and whores and hookers. And it was just like a compliment, you know?
That reminds me of like, what is that? The Simple Life with
Yeah. Yeah.
with Paris
Paris
Hilton. And
I'd
What do
never
they call
watched
each other?
they always call each other sluts.
Do they call each other sluts? Or was it bitch?
Yeah, both.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And that was like one of my favorite shows. So that's probably also where I got it from.
That's so funny. The simple life.
That's like such an old show too.
Oh
That was
my!
like, yeah.
I just rewatched it actually. That's really funny that you said that.
But yeah, so you started
Yeah.
in LA and then.
Yeah, I mean, I've always
So
loved the
you
word
moved
slut.
to LA at age 23.
Yeah,
In 2014.
By yourself or?
by myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
And why did you choose LA and why did you move there?
So I wanted to move to the U.S. Like
Okay.
I just knew that I wanted to be there.
And this is right when you quit your job too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So actually, I started looking for work while I was still at my old job.
Okay.
And then, I wanted to either do like San Francisco, New York, or LA.
Okay.
And LA was the cheapest place to live, like surprisingly. And I just got a job really fast there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also surprisingly, I guess they need accountants there.
Yeah, LA's sick.
Yeah. So yeah, I just decided to go there. Like we grew up having a house in Phoenix, so we always like would go to LA. So I knew the area like pretty well already. Yeah, and I just moved out there, met a bunch of people, and one of my friends from Calgary actually ended up moving down there too. So we had like a nice little group down there. Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. And so actually how I first started like this whole slut thing was I got slut tattooed on my inner lip.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Show
Yeah.
Jason.
So
Oh wow.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got it all photographed and stuff like that.
Yeah,
too, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I was like, I like my friends dared me to, and they were like, "You'll never get it done." And I was like, "No, I'm seriously gonna get it done."
And how old were you when you got that done?
Okay, so now by this time I was in India.
India.
So yeah, so a lot of stuff like happened. So I lost my father in like 2017, end of 2017. I was still working and living in LA, and that like really screwed me up. So I just like kind of wanted to do the whole yoga, like spiritual path and do that. So I ended up going to India and doing,
Is your background India?
Indian.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Indian,
like my,
Indian,
yeah. So,
You know what I meant. Like I didn't want to say anything. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. My
But- so you're
ancestors
full
are Indian.
Indian.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But like I was born here. My parents were born here. So I had actually never even been to India before.
Okay.
So this was the first time. And I just felt like I had to go because I was like really into yoga. So I went there and I ended up doing a yoga teacher training. But while I was there, I ended up meeting like an actor.
Okay.
And he was like, you should definitely like get into modeling and all that stuff and like come to Bombay. And I was like, oh, I guess I could like maybe do that. So I went there and I actually ended up getting like a lot of work in modeling and fashion styling.
Crazy.
So it was all just random and I was just kind of going with the flow. And that's where I got the tattoo.
In India. Oh shit.
Yeah, I got in India. So I went to like this tattoo shop and I was like, I really want this. And he was like, I'll just do it because it's really cool.
Yeah.
And so we just like went live and did it.
Yeah, because it was on social media. Like there was a lot of editorial stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially in India, right? Because like.
Oh, it's crazy like for India.
Yeah, for women over there. Like,
Yeah.
there's a huge
100%.
divide on that. So
Yeah.
it's like to have that to empower the women and also just be out there and also be different from everybody else in the fashion industry in India is such a like advancement. It's like unheard of, you know.
Yeah,
So, and to
exactly.
get
It
the
was
word slut
totally
tattooed in
totally
India, like,
unheard
that's
of.
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, so
It's
that,
bold. It's
I
a
was,
bold. It's a bold.
It's a
move.
definitely
statement.
bold
Yeah.
statement
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, so they put me like in some article, like Vice, like I was in a Vice article,
Crazy.
and then like this other newspaper, and
And how old were you at this time?
at this time I was 28.
28. So 2017, 18ish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So yeah, and I was there for a bit, and
So you're moved to India for yoga and like to find yourself,
Yeah,
and
like a
then
little
you.
sabbatical.
yeah,
And
and then
then
I
you
ended
got-
up just partying again as usual.
Well,
It never ends.
Well, you started your modeling career right there.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm happy that I got into fashion there. Actually, in LA, while I was working, the last year that I was working there, I also did like some fashion courses
yeah.
at Otis College of Art and Design. So I kind of knew that I was kind of moving in this direction, I guess. And I kind of wanted to get into that. So it all just kind of fell into place.
So that was that like your first like glimpse into modeling in India?
No, so I actually used to model when I was younger.
Oh,
When
okay.
I was like 15.
Oh, so you did have some experience in there. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I was always kind of in that world, and then I kind of left it for a little bit, and then kind of just came back.
Got it. And then from 2018, I guess, were you starting to think of your brand that you wanted to do, or?
No, not even. So I was still in India. It's actually very new, like my whole brand. But I was there, and I ended up meeting my boyfriend there, who was a DJ.
Okay.
So I was kind of just like, honestly, just like traveling with him and like partying, and I just wasn't. Yeah, of course, it's like always the distraction for me, which sucks. But yeah, like I was just not focusing on my career enough, I feel. And I was just really dependent on him because I didn't know the language. It was like really hard for me to get around. So yeah, I was kind of just like living in his world, I guess. And although it was fun at the beginning, I just think I kind of got sick of it. And then ended up coming back to Calgary like right before COVID.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you just came back this year?
Yeah, I just came back this year, and I was like, yeah, I was
you were
not
supposed
doing.
to be visiting too, right?
I was just supposed to be here for like a couple weeks, and
Yeah.
then I was supposed to go to LA again and
Oh.
kind of figure stuff out. And then, yeah, everything shut down,
Yeah.
and I've been here
Now you're
ever
stuck in
since.
Calgary.
It's like almost a
Doing
year
the podcast
now.
here.
Yeah, it's crazy because we were trying to line up time just to link up because you were here so short. And then,
Yeah.
and then you ended up staying. So I was like, oh shit.
I'm like here forever now. It's like, yeah, it's crazy, but it's honestly the best thing that ever happened to me. I think, like, I mean, at the beginning, I don't know how you guys felt, but I was like super depressed, and like I just felt so stuck.
Yeah. The first month was hard. for
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Did you?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like I feel like after a few months, I really started to enjoy it, and I was like, I like this, and I like this like slower pace.
Compared to
Yeah.
LA.
Just like the whole world, I feel.
Oh yeah.
You know, like we
100%.
kind of had to slow it down a little bit. It feels nice.
Definitely feels like nothing is as rushed as before.
Yeah.
I felt like before it was like go, go, go.
Yeah.
Now it's like, it's okay if it's not done, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
But I feel like it's slowly getting back.
It's getting
into
back
that.
to normal. I know
Yeah.
now, like this week, I'm like feeling so busy, but
Yeah. Now it's like, yeah, things take time, guys.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
It's COVID.
I know, right? It's like I'm not getting my Amazon package for a month. They're like,
Yeah.
sorry, COVID. I'm like,
Yeah.
you guys are just not working,
Yeah.
are you?
Yeah. So,
How was it with your parents? Was that hard to be so, like, were you open about all of this with your
Yeah.
parents? Oh, really?
Yeah. So my parents have always been like my number one supporters.
Wow.
And like, yeah, I mean, like when my dad was still around, like we were like partying together. Like I would tell him every single thing in my life. Like I never felt like I ever had to keep a secret from him.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So yeah, we had total open communication, and now it's like the same with my mom, and I've gotten so much closer with her. And yeah, like she's just been so supportive. They're like my number one fans, everyone in my family, and I mean they think I'm crazy, but yeah, they're like always there.
We're all a little crazy in our own way, right?
Yeah, yeah, they're like I wouldn't do that, but I mean it's cool for you, like
yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when like we went to your dad's place because he like threw you a little like party when you came back.
yeah, yeah.
We were all chilling there and stuff like that. So
Yeah, and he's always the one to like make everyone drinks and like partying with all the kids.
Yeah, he had, like,
and-
Sounds like my dad.
yeah, right.
he had like he was making like margaritas for everybody on the
Best
blender.
margaritas.
Yeah,
Yes.
I remember. I was like, this is sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And good food. Good food always. But yeah, so then I was stuck here, and that's actually when I first started thinking of my business plan and Slut Merch.
Because you were doing like photo shoots here and stuff with like local photographers and
Yeah.
content creators and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was doing modeling and styling, but it still just wasn't like as much work as I wanted
Oh,
it to be. And like I did like a couple of music videos with some of my friends, which like Slut Merch is in also coming out. But yeah, and then I just thought I need to do something like not so freelance. Like I want to have my own business. I want to have like more control over what I'm doing.
that's pretty cool. Yeah, because I find like Calgary is pretty undeveloped in that stage. Like the fashion here is very conservative. Like Alberta as a whole is pretty
Yeah.
conservative. So
Which is also why I think there's so much opportunity.
Yeah,
Like I think
for
it kind
sure,
of just
for
worked out in my favor. And yeah.
So when did you create your first like shirt and start actually wanting to brand it? Because like first it was like in your head, as
Yeah.
Slut Merchant. I guess, did you already know that was going to be the name?
Yeah, so I think
Yeah,
I
how did
thought
you
of
know
the
the name?
The name. I think I was in India. I think I was like coming back from the bar with my boyfriend, and I was just like, I want to make slut merch.
Yeah.
I think I was just drunk, but like it really like stuck in my head, and I was like, I have to do this. But then yeah, like when I actually started making my business plan, it was probably around May,
Okay.
and I was kind of like coming out of my depression and was like starting to feel like myself again, and I was writing into like magazines about my slut tattoo. So I wrote into 2 magazines and they picked it up, and
What do you mean you wrote into them, like for them to
just to
talk
to
about it?
publish it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
creative
So
writing,
yeah, I was just writing my own, and I mean, one of them interviewed me, the other one was just like my own piece, but yeah, like it got a lot of interest, and I was like, yeah, this needs to become something bigger, I feel, because I was getting a lot of people messaging me.
Yeah. Because you have quite a bit of followers on Instagram.
Yeah, and they're like, I get so many interesting DMs like all the time. Like, it's so crazy. Like, we'll go into that
From guy-
later. Yeah. Oh, it's crazy, you guys. It's insane. I can't wait to tell you.
Well, I was scrolling through it, and you do have a lot of photos that I was like, you got to be, I feel comfortable in your skin and confident enough to do those photos. I mean, I could never do those photos, even just like in my underwear, right? But like, yeah, your photos. I was scrolling, and I was like, wow, like you are, what's the right word, guys? I don't know how to revealing.
Not
Yeah.
out there.
Out there.
Out there,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and
And you're okay with it, right?
Yeah, and I feel like that's part of my brand as well. Like, I want everyone to feel comfortable in their own skin. Like, I don't think that we should be hiding and nudity, like having sex. Like, I don't think any of those things are taboo, and we should be like talking about it openly and like not judging each other.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think more education on that is key, especially with like younger children. You know what I mean? Because the more that they know about it, then maybe the less likelihood they're going to have issues in the future.
Exactly, because there's so many confidence issues and like self-esteem issues that like, and bullying and all this stuff, and like we really need to address that, and it should be more normalized.
Have you ever felt anyone coming at you or making fun or like?
No, so the funny thing is actually before all of this, like people would call me like they would DM me and they'd call me slut, and they'd be like, you know, like I want to fuck you and all this stuff, like all the time.
Really?
Yeah, and like that's just like how, like, I don't know, there's like weird people out there. But yeah, and like they would be like hey you ho, and like, and now that I'm like putting this out there that, like, that I'm a slut, and it's, I'm getting none of that anymore.
That's crazy.
So it's like, yeah, like it's like I literally like am reclaiming the word, and like now no one can use it against me.
You essentially, you're owning it. And like
Now they can't hurt me, right?
personifying it so that it's like it's not a word that they can use to hurt you anymore, because it's like
Exactly.
something that like has no power or control over you.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. Yeah. So it was interesting to see how that happened.
Did something shift inside you also on how you made it mean, and that's why it all shifted with like how people saw you too?
Sorry?
Is that like when people were like, "Hey, you want to, fuck?"
Oh, yeah,
or, "You
yeah.
slut," but now they don't do that. Did something shift inside of you? You think that caused that, or what you were portraying out there?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they're just like, they're starting to like see that it's not.
What it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, and like the messages that I'm getting now have completely shifted to like, I really like respect what you're doing. They'll tell me like their like sexual secrets. Like I've had like, oh my God, I've had so many.
You gotta tell us some. You gotta
Yeah, like so many like straight men saying like that they want to wear women's underwear,
What?
and that's like their thing.
So guys and male and female are messaging you.
Yeah,
Oh,
all
wow.
the time. And I mean, I get dick pics like every day, but like that's just like for fun for me.
damn.
But yeah, and then even people coming out. I've had some people come out to me as well, and they're saying like they're not comfortable to come out to like their friends or family yet, but like they've just messaged me, and I'm just this person on Instagram, right? So like it's someone that they can talk to.
Yeah, that's kind of cool, because like you're actually offering them almost a form of like freedom to express themselves, where they don't necessarily feel like they could be comfortable with even their own friends or family or the people closest to them. So I mean, that's kind of cool to have an outlet
Yeah.
for people to like talk about those secrets and
not be
have
judged by it.
and not be controlled
Exactly.
by it either.
Mhm,
So
totally.
it's the worst.
I think what it is too is like when you're yourself and you're okay with it, people get inspired by that and they want that also, right? And I think it's bold that what you've done where, you know, hey, yeah, I'm a slut. It's okay, sexual, whatever. It doesn't really mean anything, and it's okay, right? People like first perception of that is like slut is bad.
Yeah.
Slut
Yeah.
is not good, or
Exactly.
You know? But yeah, you changing that is awesome, right?
Yeah, I really want to change that, and I just want to be like as transparent as possible. And like, if anyone like wants to talk to me, like, so that's why I've started my Slut Sunday show. And I just go live on my Instagram account, and I just interview like my slutty friends, and yeah, we talk about like crazy shit.
Any anonymous people wearing like ski masks while talking?
Yeah, so actually my last one, she didn't show her face. So that's
good.
yeah. So yeah, next time we'll have to. I think that my next one might be a secret slut also.
Yeah.
So I have like this
Secret
thing.
sluts, eh?
Yeah, I have secret sluts and proud sluts. So there's two, right?
Because then like they can be anonymous but still talk about their stuff.
Yeah,
it's like like a talk
exactly.
show. It's like back in the day that Sex with Sue, like the
Oh my God,
that old
yeah,
lady. Remember?
yeah.
She would get like calls and stuff like that, and she would talk about things. Pretty much what Sex with Sue was like.
Yeah, no,
It'll be Sex with
totally.
Sim.
It could be a new podcast, right?
Oh my God,
That would be cool, Sim. Actually.
sex with Sim.
So you do that every week.
I try to do it every week.
Like,
I didn't
and you go
do-
live.
Yeah, I go live. Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I'll
so
have to
it's,
watch it
it's
next
super fun. Yeah, like, and I mean, people think that they're crazy, and then they like hear some of my friends' stories, and they're like, "Okay, I'm not crazy at all." Or
What's the craziest story that you can?
so I
you
guess
share it?
like yeah, one of the biggest ones was my friend. Like he got a banana put up his ass,
Is he straight?
Okay.
and then no, he's gay,
Okay.
Is
and
he straight?
Well, you never know.
no,
Some guys
I
might
mean,
like that. Who knows?
I don't know. I've still been wanting to do that to a straight guy, so we'll see.
Well, you're looking at one right now, Dave.
Oh my god, yeah,
my
bananas,
God.
bananas
I didn't
and
say I wanted
grapes.
that.
Bananas and grapes up his butt.
And he
Yeah.
called it a fruit salad, honey. That's
God,
what he
it's
called
something
it.
like tossed salad. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So they talk about things like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
whatever
like
they want.
I mean, everyone's like definition of a relationship is different, and what they have like for sex is different. So like my last secret slut, like she was talking about her open marriage and all this stuff, and like throuple apps, and yeah,
That's
so just
crazy.
so many different things.
That is
Yeah,
crazy.
fetishes. Yeah, I had a bisexual girl on there. Yeah.
And then these are just people that are just following you through like Instagram or.
I've only so far interviewed like my close friends.
Oh, close friends, yeah.
And then so like next week I'm gonna do interview a drag queen friend of mine.
Crazy.
So that'll be fun. Yeah.
That's cool.
That is. Let's get talking about your brand now.
My brand, okay.
Yeah. Like your clothing and like, do you have a website and how,
Yeah.
how do people buy the merch?
So on October 1st, my
Yeah.
website's going to be going live, and it's just slutmerch.com,
Okay.
www.slutmerch.com. And
It's all online.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I also have my Instagram up, which is slutmerch, SLXT merch. So yeah, everything will just be sold online for now. I might do a pop-up actually. I was just talking to someone about that today, but
that's a
we'll
good
see.
idea.
Yeah.
What's a pop up?
It's just like you just literally
You just
pop
like
up
rent a
shop.
space and just sell your stuff there
Okay.
for like a couple days or something.
Yeah. It's really popular with like street fashion and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like an improv like pop-up shop. It's temporary there, so you just buy what you can during that time, and then
Exactly. And then you just
it's
go.
done. And then once it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it keeps it like more exclusive as well. And I mean, I think just like with this post-COVID world, everything's just going to be moving to like on like there's so many people that are going to have gotten rid of their storefronts and stuff like that.
retail
So it's
is
just
everything's going online right
yeah,
now. Right.
yeah.
So what was like the first thing you did to get it going? Like, do you have a bunch of inventory now?
No,
like, are you
so
just
I
making-
don't.
Like,
so
how did you design it?
Yeah, like how'd you design it? What was the first, action or thing that you're like, hey, this is what I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna do now. What now, right?
So yeah, so after making my business plan, I knew that it was a good idea, and I was happy about it. So then I just started thinking of pieces that I really wanted, that I would wear like all the time. I mean, I'm known like for my fashion and my style on like my personal Instagram and stuff like that. So I kind of wanted to make pieces that like everyone would like and everyone would look good in. So I started taking like oversized pieces. I actually took like men's t-shirts, they call them, and would crop them. And so that was the very first piece that I made, the one that I'm wearing right now.
Yeah, that's cool.
So it's more like of a baggy.
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, like we tried this shirt on everyone at the photo shoot last week and every single person looked good in it. It didn't matter like what size, like male, female, like everyone looked so good in it. So that's what I really wanted to do. I wanted to make a shirt that everyone would look good in.
Was that the photo shoot I saw with you standing in like two big
To the
guys?
guys. Yeah. The hot guys.
Let me see that again.
I'm going to see one of the guys tonight, actually.
That's funny. That's cool though.
Yeah, oh my God, those photos turned out so good.
Yeah, I saw all of them.
But
Oh,
then,
yeah.
next I wanted to make underwear. So we're wearing all the underwear in those photos because I just thought that I just don't think there's enough underwear out there for everyone.
Yeah, I was looking for some the other day.
I just don't like, I mean, there's like the Calvins, like,
Yeah, that's what I
and that's what everyone has. And it's just like, and so everything I made is bamboo cotton. So it's like really breathable, antibacterial, sweat absorbent, and it's just so soft. So I really wanted to make everything out of the bamboo cotton.
Was that something you had to research or what made
No,
how'd you get
actually,
into-
I kind of lucked out in that sense. So my uncle in Vancouver, he has like a printing shop. So he knew like,
for like clothes?
yeah.
Oh.
So like they
That's
do
sweet.
like jerseys and stuff like that. Like they're like for schools and like basketball teams and like I mean they do everything, but that's what they like used to do a lot. And so he was like a great mentor to me, and he was able to like hook me up with a seamstress.
Oh wow.
And yeah, she was telling me, I was just like, I want the best quality of everything. So I was just able to tell her that, like, I don't want to, that's like my main thing. I want
You don't
everyone.
want to cheap out. You want it to be
No
nice
cheap
quality,
out.
yeah.
And I wanted to do everything locally as well. Because my uncle was just saying, just go to China, it'll be cheaper. But no, I like, especially with the post-COVID world again, like, I think that more people are buying local and I think it's important to support each other. So yeah, I just lucked out in that way and met the right people, I guess, and they were able to help me and mentor me in that way.
So bamboo fabric is the highest, like is that?
It's like a really soft.
It's like the
fabric,
best cotton,
Yeah.
Oh,
and it's
okay.
the most eco-friendly
Yeah,
fabric on the planet.
because bamboo grows like pretty rapidly.
And it's hyperallergenic,
Yeah, and
UV protectant.
and it's very cooling as well. Like they use it for a lot of like sheets and like pillows.
Yeah, it's insulating, so it keeps you cooler in the summer and warmer in the winter.
Didn't know any of that.
Yeah, no, it's a
Get
really
some bamboo sheets, bro.
yeah, seriously. Yeah.
So you got hooked up with now you're at the phase in your business where you're like, hey, your uncle has to hook up for making all the clothes, getting the clothes, but you haven't even manufactured any clothes yet,
No,
or-
so I've only made the sample so far. I was actually just in Toronto, and I'm actually going to get, because I'm planning on moving to Toronto, I want to move all my production there. So I found a printer there as well through my cousin, and he just printed all the samples for the photo shoot right now. I'm going to order a bunch of inventory this week before the launch, and then kind of do like a pre-order thing, and we're just going to like print to whatever anyone wants. So basically any like shape tee, like whether it's cropped or long, you can have whatever design you want on it. So it'll be a little bit more custom for the first customers.
Sweet. Let me know about the underwear.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'll get you some underwear for sure.
Yeah, get us some too.
Yeah.
Or order some things for sure, right? you've moved pretty fast, I feel,
Yeah, it was
for a
super
business.
fast.
And how was that? Like, I guess what have you learned in the last from inception to the business to now? Like,
I mean, I learned that everything always takes longer than you think. Like, I thought I was going to be launching like beginning of September. So I definitely had like a few like hiccups and like things just take longer than you think. But I mean, when I want something, I really go after it like hard. So I've just been working like really hard on this just for the past few months. And I mean, I've had the time. I'm lucky that I have the time because I know other people have like full-time jobs and like I was just freelancing. So I was able to focus a lot on the business. But yeah, I mean, it's come together well and it's come together fast and I'm happy and I didn't have to give up on the quality or anything like that. So I'm happy so far and I'm hoping next week will go smoothly.
Yeah, it'll be fun. We'll be there.
Yeah.
We'll be there snapping
Party.
it.
so you have a lot of slut friends.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Tons of slutty friends.
I don't know. I asked this, but like, what does the slut now mean to you? Like, what is this brand?
Do you want me to give you the definition of it first?
Yes, please.
And then you can talk about it
Please.
afterwards. So, definition of a slut is a disparaging, offensive, promiscuous person, someone who has many sexual partners, usually used of a woman.
Did they say offense? What did they say? Offensive?
Could you say that again, Dave? I didn't really hear it. Yeah.
Okay. It says disparaging, offensive, a promiscuous person, someone who has many sexual partners, usually used of a woman.
Wow.
And then the previous term of it was chiefly British, disparaging, an unclean or slovenly woman,
God.
impudent girl. So it was.
Your head's just shaking
I'm
right
just
now.
like so pissed off right now.
Yeah, it was first used in the 15th century
God.
in Britain.
So see like how long this word has been going around and it was like to be unclean at first, like that's just so fucked up. Like
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's why it needs to change. Like, and it needs to change fast. I think that like we should be proud of what it means. Like having like more than one sexual partner is fine. Like, I mean, that's what it also said, right? It said promiscuous and having several sexual partners.
Yeah, it says a promiscuous person, someone who has many sexual partners.
Yeah, and like, what's wrong with that?
And it says usually used of a woman.
For a woman, yeah.
Yeah.
And this is the other thing as well. Like, I think it should be a genderless word. Like,
Yeah.
so I always call men sluts, and like, I'm like, yeah, that guy seems like a slut, and like people will laugh, and I'm like, no, but like he really is a slut. Like, it's just like, you know, that's how it is. And I think, yeah, it's just natural to have sex with more than one person in the world that we live in, and we just need to put like a humorous spin on the word and like own our sexuality.
I actually read a good book on it. It's called Sex at Dawn.
Oh, I
So
haven't read that.
it's really good. You should check it out. So it's essentially about the like 5 different main species of monkeys, and like it's like the chimpanzee, the orangutan, the bonobos, I don't know, some other smaller monkeys. But out of all of them, only one species of the monkey is actually monogamous.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is the bonobos.
Oh, wow.
Everyone else is like they live in giant communities.
Yeah.
Like they have sex with each other all at
All the
all
time.
once or all whatever.
Yeah.
And like
Orgies, yeah.
they raise the children as a community, not as individuals. So it's like
Right.
So it's like they do it for the greater good of their like a community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like one big like happy family.
Yeah, and they all take care of each other and stuff like that. And,
Wow.
like, but the bonobos is the only one that is monogamous. So
Very interesting.
Yeah, you should
I'll have to
check it
read
out.
that. I would
Sex at
love to
Dawn.
read
Yeah.
that.
That's
Let's change the world, guys. Let's do it. Let's do it.
a question I have too is the word slut obviously is a bold move for you. Being entrepreneur is bold. What would you say, or any advice for someone that's scared to make a bold move like that? You know, and going into entrepreneurship and then having the brand slut being a girl. I mean, I feel like you are going head on with something you believe in, and also creating a business out of it, which is amazing.
Yeah, and almost like some controversy. With
Yeah,
some
which I love.
people.
That's just me. I want to do that. So, I mean, for that part,
Stir the
that's
pot.
easy. Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, I was terrified at first too. And I mean, I was like financially dependent on my boyfriend before this, and it sucked. I had never done that before. And I just needed to take the leap. I was like, I can't do this anymore, and I need to be independent. And I think that women especially should definitely like take risks and do things that are true to themselves, because I think it will pay off. And I think that you really do just need to stay true to your brand and really believe in it. And that just makes it so much easier. And that's why it's just felt so natural to me. I don't want to be promoting something that you don't actually believe in.
I feel like the word is authentic with yourself and like the brand that you want. And so maybe that's made it easier for you. Right?
Definitely. And it's a lifestyle. Like it's become everything that I do now. Like I don't just want it just to be my brand and my business. Like I really do want to, live the slutty life.
Well, you own it.
Yeah.
And it feels like you have no, what's that word? No
Limitations.
Well, not limitations, but like you don't feel any
Like regret?
Yeah, regret or like down on yourself about
No,
it, right?
zero. Like this is the first time, like the first job that I've ever had, I guess, where I actually don't feel shitty at the end of the day.
Yeah, like you can feel fully self-expressed.
Yeah.
And like authentic with yourself, and you don't have to.
Exactly. I don't have to please someone else doing like working for their business.
Yeah. You're not hiding behind like a suit.
Exactly.
Or, like, a dress.
Yeah.
Because you have to show up like that at work.
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, I know that there's going to be people that hate it, and there's going to be controversy around it. I'm just waiting for that.
I feel like it just that word is controversy, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean anything to me, but I feel, it could definitely cause controversy. I feel like that's why it's good to have like it in.
It'll have a good impact.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's gonna offend some people, but it'll also bring the right people to you.
Exactly.
So.
And that's why I just don't all want it to be about the merch as well. Like I do want it to be a bigger business, and I want to have podcasts. I want like people to be able to talk to me, like maybe even like a book, like, I do want to make a bigger impact versus just selling clothes.
For sure. Legacy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool.
What have you learned about yourself with this whole transition of this business?
Through the process.
I guess I learned how strong I am. I mean, I've had some really like down times, and especially since my father passed away, and where I just didn't think I would be able to do anything anymore. And I know like there's so many people that are probably in the same boat, and mine was like really, really bad. Like, like ending up in the hospital type bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like situation. So, like I thought I was just like done for. And, sometimes it just comes to you and you feel good about it. And I think you just need to never give up.
Is there anything you want to say? Because like I feel like there's listeners there right now that do get in dark places. I've gotten in dark places.
Yeah, same.
We all get in dark places. What advice can you give for anyone in that dark place to come out of? Yeah,
I mean, well, I've been struggling with like mental illness like my whole life. So, it's just been, I mean, if anyone like goes to the doctor and psychiatrists and therapists and things like that, it just takes a lot of time and a lot of work. And I mean, like you have to get on the right meds. Talking to therapists. I'm starting like a new therapy soon. I think that you just really need to put a lot of effort into your mental health, and a lot of people just ignore it, but it's something super important. And that was the only way that I was able to get out, and like the support of my friends and family, of course. You need to keep good people around you. But yeah, it's mostly just taking care of yourself. Like you really, like if you feel down, like accept that and acknowledge it, and don't just try to sweep it under the rug. Like you need to take care of yourself. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, I think I totally agree with you, and putting in the work with yourself and becoming aware of yourself. I find
you have to be self-aware.
I think self-awareness and happiness is like people don't see that it's connected.
Totally.
And like I don't know, I was thinking about it today because I always listen to the book, The Power of Now.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know if you guys have read it. It's
I haven't, but I've been wanting to.
It's good.
there's like the power of now, and then there's practicing the power of now, and it's all about awareness. They don't really talk about happiness, but I'm like, this is what creates happiness is
Yeah.
awareness, right? Of yourself, right? So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
I think
but yeah,
I think that a lot of people use external things to try to make themselves happy,
No, for sure.
and like it may make them happy for a little bit, and they get some instant gratification from it, and that's why I feel like people are so addicted to like social media stuff, because when they get a like or something like that, it's like instant gratification. So
And I mean, I'm so guilty of that too. Like maybe not with the social media, but like even like drinking and partying
Yeah.
and that's always a distraction for me.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to like have that high
Yeah.
and then you have that low the next day. We
Yeah.
all know how that feels. And it's just so
it's a temporary fix.
exactly.
And the thing is that when you work on yourself and do the things that you've been wanting to do, or like hobbies, or like just learn something about yourself and really truly understand yourself, then everything else in the world is just a supplement. It's not dependent on it. So
Exactly.
I find that that's something that a lot of people don't really focus on, and I honestly think that the world is created that way. Like
Exactly.
they want the world wants you to make you feel like you are like insufficient, so that they
Yeah.
can sell you stuff.
Exactly. And make you work like these
Yeah.
crazy jobs like for nothing. And it's like you're not getting any satisfaction out of it.
Yeah.
oh, I agree 100%.
So-
Yeah. But yeah, expressing your emotions, I think, is so important. And I think that's something that a lot of people suppress. And like, it's
Yeah.
okay to cry, like,
Oh yeah,
and just like be in touch with yourself. It'll get you so much further.
Yeah. 100%.
totally. Was there anything you wanted to say before? I feel like we got a lot in. I learned a lot today.
That was a good conversation.
But yeah, like I really like the business. I feel like you're so fresh into the business. I'm excited for your next chapter. I love business, and like just you getting into it and starting. You're launching on October 1st. It's really exciting, and you're gonna have. I can't even imagine where you're gonna be next year. Right?
Oh, yeah. No, we'll definitely have to do another one of these. Like,
For
thank
sure.
you so much for having me. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
We'll have to,
Do it again for sure.
yeah.
Did you want to do like a plug-in or something for your?
Yeah, where can they find you
Where they can
on
find you.
social media? and
Yeah,
stuff?
so you can find me at Slut Merch, SLXT Merch on Instagram. Also, my personal Instagram is at sim, SIM _thinned, THIND. And then I'm launching my website on October 1st, this October 1st, www.slutmerch.com.
Sweet.
Sweet. And is there anything? I always
Yeah.
ask this. Anything you want to say before?
I mean, I think, all I wanted to say is that I do want to carry a message. My goal is to take the negative power away from this word that's so often used to just shame women, especially who embrace their sexuality. And I just don't want them to be stigmatized for doing the same thing that our men are praised for. So I just believe it's my responsibility to take a stand against this. And I just want to promote gender equality, gender fluidity, and sexual freedom. And I hope that this brand empowers women, people of color, and the LGBTQ plus community. And yeah, I just want to reclaim the word and shed a positive light on it.
That's a great
Because
way.
we're all sluts.
At the end of the day, we're all sluts or closet
You're a
sluts.
slut.
Yeah, secret slut or proud slut, you're still a slut.
Awesome way to end that.
Yeah.